Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the LGM YouTube channel. Today we are going to be doing our Premier League predictions. Yes, a different kind of format today to the usual Spider-Man or Star Wars you're used to seeing. But today we are going to be doing our Premier League predictions all the way from 20th all the way to 1st. So without further ado, we might as well just get straight into it because this is the second time I've filmed this. So let's hope that we can get it right this time. Starting off, we're going to go with 20th position, obviously. I am going to go with Watford. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Watford as a team. I do think they have a solid team, but I do think their other competitors will be stronger, and I think it will be another tough one for them. Their key players, I could see maybe not fading away, but not turning up when necessary, is probably the correct terminology to use. I think that's just self-explanatory, really. In 19th position, I'm going to go with Norwich. And I know a lot of people may have had Norwich higher up because they had a really good championship season, but they also had a really good championship season the season they came up last time. So, and I think this will be another struggle for them, especially if they were to lose a key player like Todd Cantwell to Aston Villa, I believe. Aston Villa, yeah. But, yeah, Norwich in 19th. In 18th spot, I am going to go with Crystal Palace. This may be a bit of a shock to anyone, but the whole Zaha rumours still won't go away. Patrick Vieira is the manager. I'm not too sure about that. I think I'm going to maybe make it a bit of a hot take here and say that he'll be out of a job by January. But I think this is just Crystal Palace's time. Like, you always have that team where you just know they're just falling, and eventually they just will get relegated. I think this is going to be the case for Crystal Palace, and unfortunately, I can see them going down. In 17th spot, I have actually gone with Brentford. Now, I originally had Brentford going down, but someone pointed out to me quite clearly is with Brentford, it's a project. And you can clearly see that their main aim is to just stay up. It doesn't matter how many points they do it by, just stay up. And if they were to stay up, it's like I said, it's a project, so they'll only get better and better and better and better and better. Much like how Aston Villa stayed up two seasons ago, and it'll be very much like that. They'll just constantly be getting better, if they were to stay up this season, and I think they'll do it. I do think they'll do it. Obviously, they have a solid enough foundation at their club. They have a good striker in Ivan Toney, who could obviously get a lot of crucial goals for them. So we'll wait and see, but I'm saying that they'll just stay up. In 16th position, I have actually gone with Southampton. Now, Southampton, I feel like, could actually get relegated if they were to lose any more players, i.e. James Ward-Prowse. They've already lost Danny Ings, their main source of goal. If they were to lose their second most, I think he's the second highest goal scorer, or around the top 3 or 4 anyway, in James Ward-Prowse, then that will certainly be another issue for them that they need to address accordingly. Obviously, it'll be hard to replace a player like him, but there's no guarantee that he'll leave. But if he was to leave, then it will be another tough one for them, and it will be hard for them to see them move up the table, only to see them move down. And again, if they were to lose one or even two crucial players, it will be tough for them. In 15th position, I am going to go with Brighton. Now, I don't think this is too much of a shock. Again, Brighton are another team that could easily go down. They could easily go down, but I rate Brighton as a team. They have a solid base at the back with Lewis Dunk. Obviously, they lost Ben White to Arsenal, but I don't see them moving any higher up the table with their squad, but I don't also see them getting relegated because they've been in the Premier League for a good few seasons now. Graham Potter I rate very highly as a manager, and it'll be another XGFC kind of season for them. They'll have chance after chance every game, and it'll just not happen for them. If they did, I would probably be predicting them like 11th or 10th. In 14th spot, I am going to go with Burnley. Now, these kind of positions, it's kind of hard to predict because it can literally swing either way from like 11th all the way to like 18th even. So I'm going to go with Burnley in 14th. Now, that's not to disregard Burnley. I really rate Burnley, but that I think 14th is about good enough season for them. I mean, their aim every season is to just stay up, and with Sean Dyche at the helm, they're going to easily do that, and they'll. I think they'll have a solid enough season, and they'll avoid the relegation battle long enough to just have a solid and steady campaign. Personally, and I think that for that they'll stay up. Obviously, no one likes Burnley. I don't like Burnley. I don't like playing Burnley. I say that, and I'm going to go and see Liverpool versus Burnley at Anfield, but no one likes playing Burnley. And if you were to choose a team you want to get relegated, you'd probably choose them because no one likes them apart from Burnley fans. Mainly because of their style of play. Nothing against like the players or the manager, just their style of play. But yeah, Burnley 14th. In 13th position, I am going to go with Newcastle United. Again, this could swing either way between them and 16th or 17th. But I don't rate Newcastle, but their squad should be good enough to get at least 13th. Because of some of their key players, such as Callum Wilson, St. Maximan, they should be enough to push the team on. But can you see them finishing higher? Because I certainly can, and that's mainly down to the fact I don't rate Steve Bruce. I'm pretty sure I'm with the majority of Newcastle fans when I say he should not be Newcastle coach, and I think it'll only be another steady season for them when I think they should be progressing. Obviously, the whole takeover rubbish with the Premier League, we don't know what's going on, obviously, but I don't really see anything special from Newcastle this season. 13th. In 12th position, I am going to go with Wolves. It's going to be a transitional season for them. Honestly, could not for the life of me name their new manager. I've really not been paying attention to them. But no Nuno for the first season for their first time in the Premier League for a while. Obviously, it's their first time since they got promoted without Nuno. But it will be a tough season for them, and it will all come down again to whether they have a goal threat or not with Raul Jimenez. It'll be tough for him. Obviously, he had a really really horrible injury in a chunk through the season last time, but it will be. I think it will be awkward for Wolves. I think is the best term to use because, again, if they were to turn up like they've done the first two seasons in the Premier League, they could get 7th again if they really pushed. But I think 12th was probably just about right for them. A transitional season for them, and then we'll see where they can progress from that season onwards. In 11th position, I am going to go with Leeds. And I think this is a very fair position for them. But again, they could easily get 7th or 8th as well. But I think 11th is probably just about right. I think they finished 9th last season. And obviously for their first season in the Premier League, where their aim was probably just to stay up, a 9th position probably is really good for them. And again, much like Burnley, no one likes Leeds. Like it's known fact that no one likes them and they don't care. Dirty Leeds. And it will be just another steady season for them. I rate Bielsa, I rate their players, I rate the likes of Bamford, etc. And I think they'll have another solid season. 11th. In 10th spot, I have gone with Everton. Now, Everton have got good players, but their coaching staff I don't rate. Like, I love Rafa Benitez. He's done so much for me as a Liverpool fan, and he'll always be there for me. But not for Everton. He's going to struggle. He's going to struggle. Obviously, they've got the quality such as Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but if they don't turn up, then Everton don't turn up, and it's going to be an absolute struggle. It is going to be a struggle for them, and I don't see them finishing any higher than this. I could see them finishing lower, but I honestly don't see them finishing any higher than 10th. In 9th position, I am going to go with maybe a shock, depends on how you want to interpret it, but I'm going to go with Arsenal, and it's going to be another slog for them. I know they're not in Europe this time, but it's going to be a struggle for them. Mainly because their squad is ageing. Obviously, they've got some brilliant young players, i.e. Smith Rowe, Tierney, Saka, fantastic players. But their squad, their starting 11 is not strong enough to push for a European spot. Never mind what Arsenal fans say when they say they want Champions League. It's not good enough for Europa League. based on the other quality teams around them. So I think ninth is probably as fair as I'm going to get with them, because the clubs above them are just stronger. In eighth position, I am going to go with West Ham United. It was a bit of a toss-up between them, Spurs and Aston Villa for the next three spots, but I'm going to go with West Ham for this position. I think it will be a decent enough season for them. Obviously not as good as last time when they got Europa League, but that is why I'm actually going with them in eighth, because I think that Europe could have a toll on them. Obviously they've not got, I don't think they have to play any qualifiers, so they go straight into the group stage, so they'll be in Europe at least until December, and I think this will have an effect on them. Not too much. I rate Moyes, I rate the players that they're at his disposal, and if they were to bring Lingard back again, even for a loan or a permanent deal, I think they'll have a solid season again, but not as good as last season. I'm going to say 8th. Now, in 7th position, I am going to go with Arsenal's North London rivals, Tottenham Hotspur, even with Harry Kane, because Nuno is going to have an almighty task ahead of him to bridge that gap with the other teams above him. He could easily finish above 6th, who I'm going to mention shortly, but those teams such as Liverpool, Chelsea, United, even Leicester, even Chelsea, even Leicester, for example, all those teams are better. Even with Kane at Spurs' disposal, it's going to be an absolute tough one for them. And personally, I don't see them breaking the top 6 this season, and I think Nuno could be another managerial casualty this season. Now, this is going to cause a lot of controversy, but in 6th position, I am going to go with Aston Villa. Now, Aston Villa have got a very, very solid team, even without Jack Grealish, and with the fee they've just received for him, in £100 million cash, if they invest wisely, i.e. bring in the likes of Ward-Prowse or maybe even another forward, it's going to be an absolute fantastic season for them, I think. I rate their coach, I rate the way they play, and I think they could easily get sick. Not easily, obviously, but I think they could have a West Ham type of season, where everyone was thinking they'd be finished a bit lower and then they defy expectations and get 6th. But yeah, I'm going to go with Aston Villa for 6th. I know that's going to cause a lot of controversy, but I always like to throw one or two out there. In 5th position, I am going to go with Leicester City. For the 3rd season in a row, I think they will just miss out on Champions League football for the simple fact I don't think they have the bottle for it. I think they will lose it, and I think it will be another struggle. And no, maybe not a struggle, because 5th place for Leicester is still good, but they want to get Champions League. It's clear that they're this close to getting Champions League, and if they can improve their mentality towards the end of the season, then yes, they could not easily again, but they could bridge that gap to get Champions League football. But yeah, Leicester 5th. Now, this is time for the interesting part. Top 4. Who do I think will get Champions League football this season? Well, if you've worked out, you'll know who I think will get it. But starting off in 4th, I'm going to go with my club, Liverpool. Now, I know I'm being pessimistic as a fan to say that, but I generally don't see how we can overtake the teams above us when our squad isn't good enough to compete for a title. Our starting 11 is good enough to compete for a title, but our squad isn't. We need to bring in 2 or 3 more world-class players. Maybe not world-class, but ones that will compete for a starting spot. Well, obviously we need to sell as well, and those players are being... what's the word... I don't know how to explain it, but like they're saying like, well, we're not going. We're on big contracts. We don't need to leave. And fair enough to them. Like, fair enough. It's Liverpool's fault for being in this scenario. But because we're not invested enough, I'm going to say 4th. In 3rd spot, I am going to go with Manchester United, because yes, okay, their signings were really good, and I think that the signings will only make them stronger. But I still don't rate Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I don't think he's the right man for the job at Man United to win them titles. That is, if for champions, for top 4 and to get far in cups, but not win them. And yeah, Ole's your man. But I don't think Ole's your man to win you trophies. I don't think he has the bottle to win trophies. But my worry is, it feels like almost once he breaks that duck of winning a trophy, he'll just win loads. And in that sense, I could see them competing for the title. Personally, no, I don't see it happening. In 2nd spot, I am going to go with, and you'll be able to work out who will win the league by that point. So, Chelsea or Man City for the title? Who do I think will get the title? Will City win it for the second year in a row? Or will Chelsea, the European champions, get it? I am going to go with Manchester City to win the title. I know, the biggest shock out there, but they're too strong. They're too strong, and they just spent £100 million on a player that's not even guaranteed to start every week. It's unfair. It's unfair at this point. Obviously, if Chelsea were to sign Lukaku, it could make it more interesting. I really rate Lukaku as a striker and a big game player as well. I rate him to push City. Not single-handedly, obviously, but he will help the Chelsea team out a lot in that sense. But yeah, City for the title. Their squad is far too strong, even for the likes of Liverpool. Our starting 11 can be compared, in my opinion. Maybe not midfield, but I think it can be compared. But the squad can't. The squad's difference compared to Liverpool and City is what will separate it for me for the title. And that's why I see City just not steamrolling like they could have an injury-ridden season as well. And if that's the case, you could see the likes of Chelsea, United and Liverpool join that title race. But yeah, I'm going to say City. And Chelsea finishing second, I think it will be close. Not really close. I think it will be 6 or 7 points. But I think it will be. I think they will be in there round about to compete for the title this season. They should be competing for it after obviously winning the Champions League. But we'll wait and see. But yeah, City to win the 2021-22 Premier League campaign. So, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video, and hopefully I haven't caused too much controversy for you. But yeah, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed this new style of format. I hope to do this with all the Liverpool games, do a preview and a review of the game. And if you want to read my articles on the game as well, I'll be sure to link it on my Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, you can find me at Liam J. Marr. And be sure to follow me for all updates on future YouTube videos. But yeah, until next time, sayonara.